Emil's V-Day deceit struck. I need you now. My sharp counterplan was ready. It declared, you won't win this. Her Emil stood stunned. Imagine realizing the person who was supposed to love you most, the one who constantly claimed they were protecting you, was actually stealing from their own children, systematically tearing apart their lives, all to keep control. It was a Valentine's Day nightmare, but the truth that unfolded was far more chilling than any romantic tragedy. The quiet hum of our apartment that morning was deceptive, a fragile peace before the inevitable storm. For years, February 14th had become less about romance and more about bracing for impact, knowing Eleanor's latest crisis would materialize with clockwork precision, shattering any hope of a normal celebration. Year 1, her car broke down, and we spent our anniversary in a greasy mechanic shop. Year 2, a mysterious stomach virus requiring Daniel to stay overnight, leaving me to eat takeout alone. Year 3, she'd locked herself out, needing him to break in through a window. Last year? That was a classic. She called screaming about a break-in, only for us to discover her neighbor's cat had knocked over a lamp. This year, I was prepared. I'd made our reservation for lunch instead of dinner and told Eleanor we were going out the following weekend. Valentine's Day arrived, and we were getting dressed when Daniel's phone rang at 11:47 a.m. A familiar dread, thick and cold, settled in my stomach. Don't answer it, I said, my voice low. He looked at the screen. It's Mom. I just stared at him. Let it go to voicemail. 3 more calls. Then my phone started ringing. Daniel looked at me, a flicker of genuine concern in his eyes. What if it's actually serious? I scoffed. It's never serious. We made it to the Italian restaurant, Vincenzo's, ordered appetizers, trying to reclaim some semblance of normal. Then Daniel's phone buzzed again, this time with a text. It was from his sister, Chloe. His eyes widened. He went completely white. Mom's in the hospital. Heart attack. Get here now. My heart hammered against my ribs. We abandoned our untouched food and raced to County General. Chloe was in the waiting room, scrolling through her phone. Not crying. Not panicking. Just scrolling. Daniel rushed to her, his voice tight with panic. Where is she? Chloe looked up, genuinely confused. Who? Daniel's voice rose. Mom, you texted she had a heart attack. Chloe blinked. What? No, I didn't. Daniel shoved his phone at her. Chloe's eyes widened, then narrowed. I didn't send that. I've been at brunch all morning. A nurse approached. Are you here for Eleanor Morrison? Daniel stepped forward, desperate. Is she okay? The nurse smiled blandly. She's fine. Checked herself in claiming chest pains. All tests came back normal. She's been asking for you for the past hour. Chloe grabbed Daniel's arm, her composure gone, replaced by a fierce anger. Show me your phone. She pulled up her own messages. I didn't text you. My last message was 3 days ago. Then the pieces started clicking into place. Slowly, chillingly. Mom has access to my iCloud, from when I had phone issues last year. Eleanor had sent the text from Chloe's account. Created a fake emergency. Got herself admitted. We found her in room 237, sitting up in bed, wearing her most pitiful expression. Oh, thank God you're here, she wailed, already launching into her performance. I was so scared. Mom, I interrupted, my voice colder than I intended. The practiced concern on her face vanished, replaced by a calculated blankness. I don't know what you mean. I stared at her. You sent that text from Chloe's iCloud. Her eyes narrowed. You're being paranoid. Daniel stared at his mother like he'd never seen her before, his face a mask of disbelief. Quietly, he said, all those years, every Valentine's Day, none of it was real. The mask dropped completely. So what? Eleanor snapped, her voice sharp. You picked her over your own mother. Someone needs to remind you where your priorities should be. You faked a heart attack, I said, my voice steady despite the tremor in my hands. You would have ignored a real one. Just then, 3 people walked into the room. A man in a suit, a woman with a briefcase, and a hospital administrator. Mrs. Eleanor Morrison, I'm Detective Miller. His gaze was level, serious. We need to discuss fraudulent use of emergency services and unauthorized account access. Eleanor's face went white. The woman opened her briefcase. I'm representing Chloe, who's pressing charges for identity theft. Daniel looked at me, then to Chloe, who was standing in the doorway, arms crossed. She gave a small shrug. I called them while you were driving. Checked my iCloud activity. She's been reading my messages for 8 months. 8 months. Daniel whispered, his voice hoarse. How else do you think she knows what Marcus and I are planning? Chloe's voice was filled with a quiet fury. The detective pulled out handcuffs. Eleanor screamed as they led her away. A nurse approached with a clipboard. I need someone to sign discharge papers. She's being transferred to County Holding. Daniel's phone buzzed. He looked at the screen and went gray. What? I asked. He turned it towards me. A text from his father, Richard, who'd been in Europe, had just landed. Marcus called. What's happening with Eleanor and Chloe? Why do I have 47 missed calls? We stood in the hospital hallway. Daniel stared at his phone like it might explode. Your dad's been in Barcelona for 3 weeks, I said slowly. How does he know anything? Chloe walked over, arms crossed. Marcus called him when I said I was pressing charges. Thought Richard should know before he landed and found his wife in county jail. This is insane, Daniel whispered, running a hand through his hair. This whole day is insane. His phone rang again. Richard's name flashed on screen. Answer it, I said. Daniel put it on speaker. Dad, what the hell is going on? Richard's voice was rough, angry. Marcus just told me Eleanor's been arrested for what? Identity theft? That can't be right. She hacked Chloe's iCloud, Daniel explained, his voice flat. Sent a fake text from Chloe's phone saying she'd had a heart attack. Then checked herself into the hospital, to ruin our Valentine's dinner. To ruin every Valentine's dinner, I corrected. This is the 5th year. Silence. Then, Richard's voice, colder now. I need to call my lawyer. Your lawyer. Chloe cut in, disbelief in her voice. Dad, she committed actual crimes. Multiple crimes. She's still your mother. Chloe's voice cracked. She's been reading my private messages for 8 months. Everything Marcus and I discussed. Our plans, our problems, our fights. She knew it all and used it against us. I heard Richard exhale. I'm getting in a cab. Don't let them move her until I get there. He hung up. Daniel looked at me. He's going to try to fix this. Of course he is, Chloe said bitterly. He always does. We ended up in the hospital cafeteria, none of us hungry, but needing somewhere to sit. Somewhere that wasn't room 237, where Eleanor had performed her tragic death scene. I should have known, Chloe said, stirring cold coffee. Last month, Marcus and I had this huge fight about whether to tell her. We were moving to Portland. Next day, she calls crying about how no one tells her anything anymore. How she's losing her whole family. She knew you were moving? I asked, shocked. We hadn't told anyone, not even Daniel. Chloe looked at her brother. Marcus wanted to wait until his job offer was official. Didn't want to jinx it. Daniel rubbed his face, a deep furrow between his brows. What else did she know? Everything. Chloe pulled out her phone, scrolling through her iCloud activity log. Look at this. She accessed my messages 247 times in 8 months. My photos, my notes. She even read my therapy journal. I leaned in. The timestamps were damning. Multiple accesses per day. Some at 2 a.m., some at 6 a.m. She was obsessed, I said. She was controlling, Chloe corrected. There's a difference. Daniel's phone buzzed. A text from Richard. 20 minutes out. We should go back upstairs. I'm not going back there, Chloe said, her voice firm. I gave my statement to Detective Miller. I signed the paperwork. I'm done. No, she stood up. I'm not watching Dad bail her out. I'm not listening to excuses. She violated my privacy for months. She faked a medical emergency. She impersonated me. Her voice broke. She destroyed any trust one had left. Marcus appeared from around the corner, tall, quiet, with kind eyes. He put his arm around Chloe. Come on, let's go home. They left. Daniel and I sat there, surrounded by the smell of overcooked vegetables and antiseptic. I should go up, he finally said. Do you want me to come? He hesitated. No. This is. I need to do this alone. I watched him walk to the elevators, shoulders slumped. The same man who'd been excited about fancy appetizers 6 hours ago, before his mother had imploded our Valentine's Day again. I pulled out my phone and did what I always did when things got weird. I called my best friend, Brenda. Hey, how's the romantic lunch? She answered, her voice cheerful. We're at County General. Eleanor got arrested. What? I explained everything. The fake text, the iCloud breach, the 8 months of surveillance. Brenda listened without interrupting, one of the things I loved about her. So she's actually being charged, she asked when I finished. Detective Miller seemed pretty serious. And Chloe is pressing charges for identity theft. Good. She should. Roger's on his way from the airport to fix it. Of course he is, Brenda sighed. How's Daniel taking it? He looks like someone ran over his childhood dog. I paused. His mother's a narcissist who's been sabotaging his marriage for years. He should be relieved. Should be, I agreed. But it's still his mom. Yeah. A pause. You okay? I'm sitting in a hospital cafeteria on Valentine's Day while my mother-in-law gets booked. I've had better holidays. Want me to come? I can be there in 30. No, but thanks. I'll call you later. We hung up. I bought another coffee I didn't want and tried not to think about our abandoned appetizers. Daniel came back 40 minutes later, face pale, eyes red. He's here, he said. Richard. He's with her lawyer now. Already? Called him from the cab. Some guy who handles white-collar crimes. He sat down hard. Mom's crying, saying she was scared, that she's been having panic attacks about losing us. Losing you to what? Happy marriages? He almost smiled. Almost. The lawyer says if she pays restitution and does community service, they might drop it to a misdemeanor. What about Chloe's charges? Richard's going to talk to her. Try to convince her to drop them. That's not fair. I know. He looked at me, his eyes clouded with pain. I know it's not, but he's terrified she's going to go to jail. She should be terrified. She committed crimes. Multiple crimes, he corrected. Detective Miller was very clear about the plural. We sat there. The cafeteria was emptying out. Evening shift starting. Visitors leaving. Someone's phone played bad ringtone music. I need to say something, Daniel said quietly. I waited. I'm sorry for all of it. Every Valentine's Day, every time I made excuses for her. Every time I asked you to just let it go. He took my hand. You tried to tell me, and I didn't listen. You wanted to believe your mom loved you. She does love me. That's what makes it so messed up. She loves me so much she can't stand the idea of me loving anyone else. I squeezed his hand. What do you want to do? I don't know. Richard wants us to wait here. He's arranging bail. I meant long term. What do you want to do about your relationship with her? He was quiet for a long time. I used to think boundaries were mean. Like if you really love someone, you'd accept them. All their flaws, all their issues. And now I think boundaries are the only thing that keeps love from becoming poison. Richard found us at 9:47 p.m. Still in his travel clothes, expensive coat, designer luggage, looking every bit the corporate executive who could fix any problem with enough money. She's being released, he said without preamble. Bail's paid. Lawyer thinks he can work something out. What about Chloe? I asked. I'm handling it. She has the right to press charges. I know that. Richard's jaw tightened. But this family doesn't need to be torn apart over a misunderstanding. A misunderstanding? Daniel stood up. Dad, she hacked Chloe's phone for 8 months. That's not a misunderstanding. That's a felony. Your mother's not well. She's been struggling since you got married. He looked at me, not kindly. This has been hard on her. Hard on her? I felt my temper spike. I'm sorry our marriage has been such a burden. That's not what I meant. Then what did you mean? Daniel cut in. Because it sounded like you're blaming us for her choices. Richard rubbed his eyes, jet lag and exhaustion catching up. I'm trying to keep this family together. Something you two don't seem interested in. We're interested in having healthy relationships, I said. That's different. Healthy relationships require forgiveness. Forgiveness requires accountability first. We stared at each other. Richard broke first. She wants to see you, both of you. No, Daniel said. She's your mother, who faked a heart attack to manipulate me. She made a mistake. She makes a mistake every year. Daniel's voice echoed, people turning to look. Every single year, she sabotages us. And every single year, you excuse it. I'm not excusing anything. I'm trying to manage a crisis by sweeping it under the rug like always. Richard's face flushed. Watch your tone. Or what? You'll hack my iCloud too. The words hung there, ugly and sharp. Richard stepped back. I'm going to pretend you didn't say that. Don't. I meant it. Daniel grabbed his coat. We're leaving. Tell Mom we'll talk when she's ready to admit what she did. Actually admit it. Not this, I made a mistake, Garrett. And tell Chloe we support her. Whatever she decides. We walked out, didn't look back, got in the car, and sat there in the parking garage. I just told my dad off, Daniel said, almost in awe. You did. I don't think I've ever done that before. How does it feel? He thought about it. Scary, but also right. I started the car. Let's go home. It's still Valentine's Day. Barely. We could get takeout. That Italian place on Maple, Vincenzo's. Is it even open this late? Only one way to find out. We drove. No music, just the sound of traffic and Daniel occasionally sighing. When we pulled up to Vincenzo's, the lights were on. A miracle. Inside, the owner recognized us. Ah, the young couple. Where have you been? I saved you the good corner table. We got delayed, I said. Delayed on Valentine's Day? That's no good, he clucked his tongue. Come. I'll make you something special. Fix this terrible day. And somehow he did. Brought us wine and bruschetta and fresh pasta with cream sauce. Didn't ask questions. Just kept the food coming and the mood light. You know what's funny? Daniel said, twirling linguine. This is the first Valentine's dinner we've actually finished in 5 years. Technically, it's Valentine's night. Close enough. He raised his glass. To boundaries. To boundaries, I echoed. We clinked glasses, ate pasta, pretended we weren't both thinking about Eleanor in county jail, and Richard furious at us, and Chloe's 8 months of violated privacy. Around midnight, Daniel's phone buzzed. A text from Chloe. Thank you. Marcus says, hi. Love you. He showed me. She never says I love you in texts. Today was a lot. Yeah. He put his phone away. Think Vincenzo's has dessert? Only one way to find out. He did. Tiramisu. 2 spoons. We ate it slowly. Making the night last. Making the moment good. Because tomorrow would come, and with it consequences, decisions, hard conversations. But tonight, we had tiramisu. And that felt like enough. The next morning started with 17 missed calls. Daniel's phone, my phone, both lit up like Christmas trees. Richard mostly. A few from Eleanor's number. One from a number we didn't recognize. Should we listen? I asked, coffee in hand. Probably the unknown number. It was Detective Miller. Mr. Morrison, this is Detective Miller from County General. I need you to call me regarding your mother's case. Some new information has come to light. New information? That sounded ominous. Daniel called back on speaker. Miller answered on the first ring. Mr. Morrison, thank you for calling back. What's going on? We've been going through your sister's phone records. The iCloud breach was extensive, but that's not all we found. What else? Your mother was also accessing financial accounts through your sister's saved passwords. Specifically, a joint savings account your sister shares with her partner. My stomach dropped. What? Financial accounts. Daniel's face went white. $23,000 withdrawn over 6 months. Small amounts. $500 here, $800 there. Always just under the threshold that would trigger fraud alerts. Oh my God. Daniel sat down hard. Does my dad know? He was present when your sister filed the report. And Miller hesitated. He tried to offer restitution immediately. Your sister declined. Good. There's one more thing. We found evidence your mother was planning to access your accounts as well. Screenshots on her computer showing your bank's login page with password reset options. I felt sick. She was trying to hack our accounts too. Appears that way. We'd like you both to come in and make statements. We drove to the police station in silence. What do you even say? Your mother-in-law wasn't just controlling. She was a criminal actively stealing from her own children. Chloe was already there with Marcus, with a different lawyer. Not Richard's corporate guy. Someone who specialized in family financial crimes. Hey, she said when she saw us. Fee, I'm so sorry, Daniel said. Not your fault. I should have believed you. All those times you said something felt off. She looked tired, eyes red. Richard's been calling all morning, offering money, begging me to drop it. Are you going to? No. Her voice was steady, hard. Marcus and I were saving for a house. We had almost $30,000. She took a third of it, and she was going to keep taking until there was nothing left. We'll pay you back, Daniel said. Whatever she took. That's not the point. Chloe's lawyer touched her arm. She took a breath. The point is, she chose to steal from us, from her own daughter, and I'm done protecting her from consequences. Detective Miller came out. Ms. Morrison, Mr. Morrison, we're ready for you. We spent the next 3 hours giving statements. Yes, Eleanor had access to emergency funds we'd shared in the past. No, we hadn't noticed anything suspicious. Yes, we'd change all our passwords immediately. Yes, we understood this was a criminal matter. When we finally left, it was after 2 p.m. None of us had eaten. Marcus suggested lunch, but nobody was hungry. What happens now? I asked. Arraignment tomorrow, Chloe's lawyer said. Given the amount stolen and the premeditation, she'll likely face significant charges. Prison time. Daniel's voice cracked. Possibly, though first offenders with means often get plea deals. The lawyer's expression softened. I know this is hard, but your sister did the right thing. We walked to our cars, February wind cutting through our coats. Richard's going to lose it, Daniel said. Richard enabled this, Chloe replied. For years. Every time she did something inappropriate, he'd smooth it over, pay people off, make excuses. She looked at her brother. I love Dad, but he created the situation as much as she did. What are you going to do? Marcus and I are moving to Portland as planned. Maybe sooner now. We need distance. Fee, this isn't about you, she said gently. You're not her. You didn't do this. But I can't keep living in the same city as them. Always waiting for the next boundary violation, the next manipulation. I get it. She hugged him long and tight. Call me later. Yeah. Marcus and Chloe drove away. Daniel and I stood there in the parking lot. Vincenzo's again? I suggested. Vincenzo's again? He agreed. Richard showed up at our house that night. Didn't call, didn't text, just rang the doorbell at 8:37 p.m. Daniel opened the door. Dad, we need to talk. Come in. Richard looked older than yesterday. Lines deeper, eyes haunted. He sat on our couch like he'd never seen one before. Chloe won't answer my calls, he said. Can you blame her? I'm trying to fix this. You can't fix this, I said. Not with money, not with lawyers, not with anything. She's my wife, your mother. I can't just, he stopped. Started again. The financial charges. That's serious. That's prison time. She stole from her own daughter, Daniel said. What did you expect to happen? I expected family to stand together. We are standing together. With Chloe. Richard's face flushed. You're choosing your sister over your mother. I'm choosing the person who was victimized over the person who committed crimes. Yes. She's not well. She needs help, not punishment. She needs consequences, I said. There's a difference. Easy for you to say. She's not your mother. The words hung there. Bitter, meant to hurt. No, I agreed. She's not. My mother respects boundaries, respects privacy, respects that I'm an adult who makes my own choices. Richard stood up. I came here hoping we could figure this out as a family. We're not a family, Daniel said quietly. Not the way you want us to be. We're a collection of people with the same DNA who've been pretending dysfunction is normal. That's not fair. It's completely fair. Mom manipulates. You enable. Chloe and I adapted by being hyper-responsible and trying to keep the peace. That's not healthy. That's not family. So what? You're done? Just like that. We're done pretending, Daniel said. There's a difference. Richard grabbed his coat, Headed for the door, stopped. She's asking for you, both of you. She wants to explain. I'm sure she does. Will you at least think about it? Daniel looked at me. I shrugged. His choice. Maybe, he finally said. After the arraignment. After we see if she takes accountability. Real accountability, not the performance she's so good at. Richard left. We listened to his car start. Listened to him drive away. Vincenzo's? Daniel asked. We can't keep eating Vincenzo's every night. Why not? It's our tradition now. Valentine's catastrophe tradition. I laughed. Couldn't help it. Fine. Vincenzo's. I'm getting the carbonara this time. Live dangerously. We drove through dark streets, our small city quiet at this hour. Vincenzo's was almost empty. Midweek lull. The owners saw us coming and grinned. The young couple returns. 2 nights in a row. This is love. If only he knew. The arraignment was set for Thursday. Daniel took the day off. I called in sick. We met Chloe and Marcus at the courthouse at 9 a.m. Richard was already there with Eleanor's lawyer. And Eleanor. She looked small, fragile, hair perfect, makeup flawless, playing the part of tragic victim to perfection. When she saw us, her face lit up. Daniel. Oh, sweetheart. Thank God you're here. She moved toward him. He stepped back. Don't, he said. Her smile faltered. Darling, I know you're upset, but I'm not upset. I'm done. Done. She looked at Richard, at the lawyer. Back at Daniel. What do you mean, done? I mean, I'm not playing this game anymore. Game? This isn't a game. I'm your mother. You're a woman who stole $23,000 from my sister, who hacked her phone, who's been manipulating us for years. His voice stayed level, calm, more devastating than shouting. And I'm done. Eleanor's eyes filled with tears. Real ones or performed ones. Impossible to tell anymore. How can you say that after everything I've done for you? What have you done besides sabotage every relationship I've tried to build? I protected you from what? Happiness? The lawyer touched Eleanor's arm. Mrs. Morrison, perhaps we should go inside. No. She turned to Chloe. You. This is all your fault, turning your brother against me. You always were jealous. Don't. Marcus stepped between them, tall, solid, protective. Don't talk to her. Eleanor looked shocked, like servants weren't supposed to speak. Excuse me? You heard me. Don't talk to Chloe. Don't look at her. Don't contact her ever again. You can't tell me, I absolutely can. Marcus's voice stayed soft, polite even, but there was steel underneath. You violated her privacy. Stole her money. And now you're playing victim. It's disgusting. Richard moved forward. Now wait just a minute, no. Chloe's voice cut through. Marcus is right. I'm done, Mother. Completely done. After today, we're moving. You won't have our address. You won't have our numbers. You'll have nothing. You can't do this. Watch me. The bailiff opened the courtroom doors. State versus Morrison. All parties inside. We filed in, took seats on opposite sides. Eleanor with Richard and her lawyer. Us with Chloe and Marcus. The divide couldn't have been clearer. The judge was a woman in her 60s. Silver hair, sharp eyes. She reviewed the charges with an expression that said she'd seen this before. Suburban family drama playing out in her courtroom. Mrs. Morrison, you're charged with identity theft, unauthorized access to computer systems, wire fraud, and grand larceny. How do you plead? Eleanor's lawyer stood. Not guilty, Your Honor. Noted. Bail is set at $50,000. Trial date to be determined. Miss Morrison. She looked at Chloe. I understand you're the primary victim here. Yes, Your Honor. There's been a request for a restraining order. Yes. Granted. Mrs. Eleanor Morrison is to have no contact with Chloe Morrison or Marcus Hughes. No calls, no texts, no emails, no third-party contact. Violation will result in immediate arrest. Clear. Eleanor gasped. You can't. The gavel came down. I just did. Next case. Outside the courthouse, Richard tried one more time. This is insane, he said. She's your mother, your family. Being family doesn't give her the right to commit crimes, Chloe said. It was a mistake. It was theft. Premeditated theft over 6 months. Marcus's arm was around Chloe. Protective. Stop minimizing it. I'm not. Richard stopped. Looked at both his children. Fine. You want to abandon her? Go ahead. But don't come crying to me when you realize what you've done. We won't, Daniel said. Richard walked away. Eleanor hurried after him. We watched them go. Two people who'd rather protect dysfunction than confront it. Vincenzo's, I suggested. Vincenzo's, everyone agreed. Over carbonara and wine, we planned Chloe and Marcus's move. Our new passwords. Our new boundaries. Our new life without Eleanor's manipulation. When are you leaving? I asked. 2 weeks, Marcus said. I already gave notice at work. Chloe's got a remote position lined up. That fast? We've been planning this for months, Chloe admitted. The Portland job offer came in December. We were just waiting for the right time. Does Richard know? He does now. Mom found out from my texts. Started the guilt campaign immediately. How bad? Bad. Crying about being abandoned. Threatening to cut me off. Claiming I was ungrateful. Chloe swirled her wine. I used to feel guilty. Now I just feel relieved. To Portland, Daniel raised his glass. To Portland, we echoed. Vincenzo appeared with dessert, tiramisu, and cannoli. For the young couples. Both young couples. This is good. This is family. He had no idea how right he was. The trial was scheduled for August, 6 months away. Eleanor's lawyer was pushing for a plea deal, community service, restitution, probation, no jail time. Chloe refused every offer. She needs to face actual consequences, she told her lawyer. Not rich people consequences. The media got wind of it. Local news, then regional. Wealthy mother accused of hacking daughter's accounts. The story had everything: money, family drama, Valentine's Day as a catalyst. Richard tried to kill the coverage, failed. Eleanor's lawyer advised her to stay quiet. She gave an interview instead, crying, explaining how her children had abandoned her, how she'd only wanted to stay close to them. The interviewer asked about the stolen money. That's a misunderstanding, Eleanor said, tears streaming. I had access to help in emergencies. I never thought. The interview was cut off when her lawyer appeared and hauled her out of the studio. Daniel watched it at work. Called me laughing. She just made it worse. How? Now there's video evidence of her claiming she had authorized access. Chloe's lawyer is ecstatic. Your mother's her own worst enemy. Always has been. Chloe and Marcus moved in early March. We helped them pack, loaded the U-Haul, said goodbye in our driveway. Promise you'll visit, Chloe said, hugging me tight. Promise. And keep an eye on Daniel. She pulled back, looked at her brother. He acts tough, but I know. She kissed his cheek. You okay? Getting there. Therapy started last week. Good. She kissed his cheek again. Call me. Actual calls, not just texts. I will. Marcus started the truck. They waved, drove away. We stood there until the U-Haul disappeared around the corner. Feel weird? I asked. Yeah. Daniel put his arm around me. But also, lighter. Lighter's good. Vincenzo's. We need to find other restaurants. But Vincenzo knows us now. Fine. Vincenzo's. Spring came. Trial prep continued. Daniel and I gave depositions. Explained the pattern of behavior, the Valentine's Day sabotages, the increasing need for control. Eleanor's lawyer tried to paint us as vindictive, as children who'd turned on their devoted mother. It didn't work. Too much evidence, too many violations, too many years of documentation. Richard stopped calling, stopped texting. We'd crossed some invisible line and there was no going back. Daniel grieved it. I didn't push. Just held space for him. Brought him tea. Let him talk when he needed. Stay quiet when he didn't. I miss the dad I thought I had, he said one night. I know. Not the real one. The one I wanted him to be. That's what you're mourning. The fantasy. Yeah. He wiped his eyes. Vincenzo's. It's 2 a.m. Fine. Tomorrow. Vincenzo's tomorrow. The trial started August 14th, unseasonably hot. The courthouse was packed. Family drama always drew crowds. Chloe flew in from Portland. She'd lost weight. Looked tired but determined. Ready? I asked. No, but I'm doing it anyway. Eleanor's lawyer went with a sympathy strategy. Poor mother, abandoned by ungrateful children, mental health struggles, just wanted to feel close to her family, made mistakes, but who hasn't? Chloe's lawyer went with facts, bank statements, iCloud access logs, text messages sent from a compromised account, timeline of escalating behavior, expert testimony about narcissistic personality disorder and financial abuse. Daniel testified. Explained the Valentine's Day pattern, the 5 years of manufactured emergencies, how it took exposure to realize manipulation wasn't love. I testified, described the aftermath, the emotional toll, the therapy, the rebuilding. Marcus testified. Talked about the stolen money, the dreams of homeownership delayed, the violation of trust. Chloe testified last. Calm, measured, devastating. She didn't cry, didn't yell, just stated facts, dates, amounts, screenshots. Her voice never wavered. When she was done, the courtroom was silent. Deliberation took 4 hours. We waited in a conference room, drank stale coffee, didn't talk much. What was there to say? The bailiff came. Jury's back. We filed in, took our seats, watched Eleanor and Richard and the lawyer, watched the jury, tried to read faces, gave up. Has the jury reached a verdict? We have, Your Honor. On the charge of identity theft, how do you find? Guilty. On the charge of unauthorized computer access? Guilty. On the charge of wire fraud? Guilty. On the charge of grand larceny? Guilty. Eleanor made a sound, somewhere between a gasp and a sob. Richard grabbed her hand. The lawyer's shoulder slumped. Sentencing will be scheduled for September 15th. Court is adjourned. We stood outside in the August heat. Chloe was shaking. Marcus held her. Daniel held me. We held each other. We did it, Chloe whispered. You did it, Daniel corrected. Couldn't have done it without you. Richard passed us without speaking. Eleanor too. Her perfect composure finally cracked. Mascara running, face blotchy, the mask completely gone. Part of me felt sorry for her. A small part, the part that remembered she was human, that she'd made me birthday cakes and bought Christmas presents and probably loved us in her own broken way. But mostly I felt relief. This was over. Finally over. Sentencing day was cooler. A September morning with fall creeping in. The judge was the same woman. Silver hair, sharp eyes. Mrs. Morrison, you've been found guilty on all counts. Before I pass sentence, do you have anything to say? Eleanor stood. For once, Richard wasn't beside her. He'd stayed home. According to Chloe, they'd separated. She didn't know details. Didn't want to. Yes, Your Honor. Eleanor's voice was steady. No tears now. No performance. I want to say I'm sorry. Not because I was caught. Not to reduce my sentence, but because I hurt my children, both of them, for years. She looked at Chloe, at Daniel. I told myself I was protecting you, keeping you close, making sure no one took advantage of you. But really, I was the one taking advantage of your trust, your love, your patience. She took a breath. My therapist, court-ordered therapist, helped me see the pattern. The narcissism, the control, the inability to see you as separate people with your own lives. She looked at the judge. I don't expect forgiveness. I don't deserve it. But I wanted you to hear me say it out loud, with witnesses. I was wrong. Completely wrong, and I'm sorry. The courtroom was silent. This wasn't the Eleanor any of us knew. No manipulation, no deflection, just accountability. Finally, the judge nodded. Thank you, Mrs. Morrison. This court sentences you to 2 years in a minimum security facility, followed by 3 years supervised probation. You will also pay full restitution to the victims plus 10% interest. You will continue therapy throughout your sentence and probation period. Any violation of probation will result in maximum sentencing. Do you understand? Yes, Your Honor. Bailiff, take Mrs. Morrison into custody. We watched them lead her away. No handcuffs this time. Just a bailiff and a door, and a life fundamentally changed. Outside, Chloe was crying. Not sad crying. The other kind. Relief crying. It's really over, she said. It's really over, Marcus confirmed. 2 years, Daniel said. She'll be out in 18 months with good behavior. Probably. Chloe wiped her eyes. But I don't have to see her. The restraining order stays in place through probation. What about Dad? He texted this morning. Says he understands why we did what we did. Says he'll work on respecting boundaries. Do you believe him? She thought about it. Maybe people can change. Look at Mom. That apology seemed real. Seemed, I emphasized. Yeah, seemed. She looked at both of us. Marcus and I are pregnant. Silence. What? Daniel found his voice first. 12 weeks. We wanted to wait until after the trial to tell anyone. Fee. He grabbed her, hugged her, lifted her slightly. That's amazing. Put me down. I'm gestating. He put her down. Does Richard know? Not yet. We're telling him next week. If he wants to be in the baby's life, he has to commit to therapy. Actual therapy, not just one session to check a box. Good boundary. Learning from the best. She smiled. You're going to be an uncle. I'm going to be an uncle, Daniel repeated, testing the words, finding them good. We drove home, processed, felt all the feelings. By the time we pulled into our driveway, it was after 4 p.m. Vincenzo's. Daniel asked, You know what? I'm thinking that Thai place on Sterling. Change of pace. Sacrilege. It's always Vincenzo's after major life events. Vincenzo's is closed Mondays. Oh. He checked his phone. Right. Thai then. Thai sounds good. We ordered pad Thai and green curry. Ate on the couch. Watched mindless TV. Didn't talk about the trial or Eleanor or any of it. Just existed together in our house, in our marriage, in our life that we'd fought so hard to protect. Around 11 p.m., Daniel's phone buzzed. A text from Richard. Your mother asked me to tell you she meant what she said. The apology. She knows she has work to do. Hope someday you can talk. No pressure. Just wanted you to know. Mom. Daniel showed me. What are you going to say? I asked. Nothing. Not yet. He put his phone down. Maybe in a year, maybe in 5, maybe never. But not today. Fair. We went to bed. Slept better than we had in months. No wait. No waiting. Just peace. Life continued. Daniel got promoted at work. I started taking night classes. We talked about maybe buying a house. Maybe trying for kids in a few years. Maybe visiting Chloe and Marcus in Portland. Eleanor sent letters from prison. Daniel read them sometimes. Put them in a box. Wasn't ready to respond. Might never be. That was okay too. Richard started therapy. Sent updates monthly. Didn't push for reconciliation. Just kept working. Kept trying. That was something. Valentine's Day came around again. Year 6. What do you want to do? I asked in January. Dinner. Actual dinner. No drama. You sure? Positive. Vincenzo's has that back room. I reserved it. Very fancy. We've earned fancy. February 14th arrived. No phone calls, no emergencies, no fake heart attacks. We got dressed, drove to Vincenzo's. The owner greeted us like royalty. Ah, the young couple. Your special night. Come, come. He led us to the back room. Candles, flowers, soft music, the works. This is beautiful, I said. You deserve beautiful. Daniel took my hand. After everything, you deserve beautiful. We ate, drank wine, talked about nothing important. About everything important. About our life, our future, our boundaries that made love possible instead of poisonous. Daniel's phone stayed silent, face up on the table. No calls, no texts, no manufactured crises. We did it, he said around 10 p.m. We actually did it. Did what? Made it through Valentine's Day together. Happy. No drama. Was there ever doubt? Every year for 5 years, yes. He raised his glass. To year 6 and 7 and 50. To us, he corrected. And the family we're choosing to build. To us, I echoed. We clinked glasses, the sound clear and bright and full of promise. Outside, February wind howled. Inside, we were warm, safe, free. Vincenzo brought tiramisu for the young couple who always comes back, who always finds their way. He had no idea how right he was about coming back, about finding our way, about building something real from the rubble of something broken. We ate dessert slowly. Made the night last, because this was what we'd fought for. Not perfection, not drama-free existence, just the right to build our own life on our terms, with our boundaries, with our love. Daniel's phone buzzed once. A text from Chloe. Happy Valentine's Day. The baby kicked for the first time. Felt like saying hi to Uncle Daniel. He showed me. We both got teary. Text her back, I said. He did. Hi to baby Morrison Hughes. Uncle Daniel can't wait to meet you. 3 dots appeared, then, Auntie too, and I'm making you babysit. Deal. He typed. He put his phone away. Took my hand. Ready to go home? Ready. We paid Vincenzo. Walked to our car through the cold February night. Got in. Started the engine. Sat there for a minute. You know what's wild? Daniel said. What? 5 years ago, I thought loyalty meant accepting everything. Never saying no. Never setting limits. Just enduring. And now I know loyalty means protecting what matters, even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. I squeezed his hand. Took us a while to learn. Better late than never. We drove home through streets we'd driven 100 times. Past landmarks, past memories, past 5 years of manufactured emergencies and stolen Valentine's Days. Past all of it, and into something new, something better, something ours. When we pulled into our driveway, every light was off. No emergencies, no drama, just home. This is nice, Daniel said. Boring, but nice. Boring's underrated. Boring's perfect. We went inside, changed, brushed teeth, got into bed. His phone stayed on the nightstand, silent, dark, blessedly quiet. Love you, he said. Love you too. Even without the drama. Especially without the drama. He laughed, pulled me close. We fell asleep like that, tangled together. Safe, sound-free. 18 months later, Eleanor was released. Daniel and I had moved by then. New house, new neighborhood, new start. She didn't have our address. Richard did. Called first. Can I give her your number? She's asking. Not yet, Daniel said. She's different. Really different. Good. Let her prove it for a while first. 6 more months passed. Chloe had her baby, a girl named Aurora. Daniel flew to Portland, met his niece, came back glowing. Chloe looks happy, he said. Really happy. Marcus is a natural dad. Did she ask about Eleanor? No. I think she's let it go. The anger, the hurt, all of it. Have you? He thought about it. Getting there. Another 6 months, 2 years since sentencing. Eleanor sent a letter. Not through Richard this time. Through her therapist, with proper channels and permission. I understand you're not ready to talk. That's okay. I wanted you to know I'm working on myself, on understanding what I did, on building a life that doesn't revolve around controlling yours. My therapist says healing isn't linear. Some days I'm furious at myself. Some days I'm just sad. But I'm working. And whenever you're ready, if you're ever ready, I'll be here. Not pushing. Just here. Mom. Daniel read it 3 times. Put it in the box with the others. Didn't respond. Not yet. Think you'll ever talk to her? I asked. Maybe. Probably. Someday. He looked at me. But not because I have to. Because I choose to. That's a good reason. The only reason. 3 years after sentencing, on a random Tuesday in October, Daniel called his mother. He didn't tell me he was doing it. Just picked up the phone on his lunch break and dialed. The conversation lasted 7 minutes. When he came home that night, he was quiet, processing. How'd it go? I finally asked. Weird. Good. Weird. She didn't push, didn't guilt, just asked how I was. Told me about her job at a bookstore, her continued therapy. Didn't mention Richard or Chloe unless I brought them up. Which you didn't. Which I didn't. How do you feel? Uncertain, but okay. Like maybe this is what progress looks like. Slow, careful, boundaried. You going to call again? Maybe in a few months. We'll see. And that was it. No grand reunion. No tearful forgiveness scene. Just a small step towards something that might someday resemble a relationship, or might not. And either way, it was okay. Year 5 after sentencing, Chloe and Marcus had a second baby, a boy this time, named him River. Daniel was there for the birth. Held his nephew, cried, called me at 3 a.m., unable to contain his joy. He's perfect. Absolutely perfect. Send pictures. Sending now. Richard was there too. At the hospital, keeping boundaries, respecting space, making grandpa noises without overstepping. Progress. Slow but real. Eleanor wasn't invited. Didn't ask to be. Send a card and a savings bond through Richard. For River, with love, Grandma. Chloe looked at it for a long time, then put it in a drawer. Maybe someday I'll tell him about her. Not today. Not today. Fair enough. Valentine's Day came and went. Year 10. We were at Vincenzo's. Like always. The owner was older now. Gray hair, slower movement, but same smile. Ah, the young couple. Not so young anymore. He laughed at his own joke. Still making that joke, I said. Still funny. He winked. Your table is ready. The corner, like always. We sat. Ordered. Daniel's. Phone was on the table, face up, silent, like it had been for years. No calls, no texts, no emergencies, just us. 10 years, he said. 10 Valentine's Days. 6 good ones. Better than 4 terrible ones. He raised his glass. To Vincenzo's and boundaries and boring evenings. To boring evenings, I echoed. We ate. We talked. We went home. No drama, no emergencies, no last-minute disasters. Just us, together, building the life we chose, the life we fought for, the life we deserved. And all of that was enough. Epilogue. 5 years later, Daniel and I were loading the car for Portland. Annual visit to see Chloe and Marcus and the kids. Aurora was 7 now. River was 5. Both perfect, both wild. My phone rang. Unknown number. I almost didn't answer. Hello. Hi, this is Eleanor. Your mother-in-law. Former mother-in-law, I'm not sure what. Eleanor. Hi. A pause. I got your number from Richard. I know I'm not supposed to call without permission, but I wanted to ask something, and I'll respect whatever answer you give. Okay. Aurora's birthday is next month. Chloe sent me an invitation through Richard. Said I could come if I wanted, if I could handle it. Her voice was different, older, softer. I wanted to ask if you'd be comfortable with that. You and Daniel. I won't come if it makes things difficult. I looked at Daniel loading suitcases. Let me call you back. Give me an hour. Of course. Thank you for even considering it. We hung up. I told Daniel. He sat down on the porch steps. Chloe invited her? Apparently without telling us. Wanted to wait until we got there, probably. What do you think? I think it's not my call. It's yours and Chloe's. He was quiet for a long time. Call her back. Tell her yes. But ground rules. No gifts bigger than $20. No unsupervised time with the kids. No discussing the past unless invited. One wrong move and she leaves. You sure? No. But life's too short to hold grudges forever. Doesn't mean I trust her. Doesn't mean we're family again. Just means I'm willing to see if she's actually changed. I called Eleanor back, gave her the rules. She agreed immediately, thanked me, hung up before I could say anything else. That was weird, I told Daniel. Everything about our family is weird. Fair point. Aurora's birthday party was chaos. 7-year-olds and sugar and a bounce house. Chloe looked tired but happy. Marcus was working the grill. Richard was playing with River. Everything normal. Then Eleanor arrived, hair shorter, clothes simpler, carrying a small wrapped box. She stood in the driveway like she wasn't sure she was allowed in. Chloe saw her, walked over. They talked quietly. Then Chloe hugged her. Brief, careful, but a hug. Eleanor cried. Silent tears. Not performed. Real. She stayed for exactly 2 hours. Talked to Aurora briefly. Handed her the present, a book. $15, according to the price sticker she'd left on. Probably on purpose to show she'd followed rules. She talked to Daniel for 10 minutes, to me for 5, to Richard for 20. Then she said goodbye to Chloe and left before the cake came out. How was that? Marcus asked, wrapping his arm around his wife. Surreal. But okay. She followed the rules. Is she coming to River's party? We'll see. One step at a time. That night, after kids were in bed and adults had wine, Chloe and I talked on the porch. I never thought I'd invite her, she admitted. Even a year ago, I would have said, no way. Absolutely not. What changed? Aurora asked about her. Found an old photo of the whole family. Asked why Grandma Eleanor wasn't in any recent pictures. Chloe sipped her wine. I tried to explain in kid terms, but Aurora kept asking, kept wanting to know, and I realized I was making her pay for Eleanor's crimes. Not seeing her grandmother because of things that happened before she was born. That's generous. It's exhausting, she corrected. But it's the right kind of exhausting. The kind that comes from trying. From giving people, even people who hurt you, a chance to do better. You think she has done better? I think she's trying. That's all I can ask for right now. We sat in comfortable silence, listening to Portland sounds. City noises. Life noises. Daniel told me something yesterday, I said. He said grudges are heavy and he's tired of carrying them. Smart man, your husband. He has his moments. Marcus and I are thinking about having a third. Really? Really. Figure if we can navigate blended family drama, we can handle 3 kids. That logic seems flawed. Probably. But we're doing it anyway. I laughed. Chloe joined. We sat there. 2 women who had survived family dysfunction and built something better. Not perfect, but better. And all of that was enough. Final scene. Present day 15 years after that first Valentine's Day disaster, Daniel and I were at Vincenzo's. Obviously. Where else would we be? The owner's son ran it now. Vincenzo had retired, but he still came by on Valentine's Day. Tradition. Ah, the young couple. Now old like me. He laughed at his own joke. Still making that joke, I said. Still funny. He winked. Your table is ready. The corner, like always. We sat. Ordered. Daniel's phone was on the table, face up, silent, like it had been for years. No calls, no texts, no emergencies, just us. 15 years, he said. 15 Valentine's Days. 6 good ones. Better than 4 terrible ones. He raised his glass. To Vincenzo's and boundaries and boring evenings. To boring evenings, I agreed. May we have 50 more. 50 more, he repeated. We clinked glasses, ate, talked, laughed, made plans for tomorrow and next week and next year. Daniel's phone stayed silent. No drama, no disasters, no last-minute catastrophes. Just us together, building our life, one boring, beautiful Valentine's Day at a time. And all of that was more than enough. It was everything. This journey, it wasn't easy. It forced us to confront so much, to redefine what family even meant. I'm curious, after hearing all this, what do you think is the hardest boundary to set with family, especially when there's so much history involved? Let me know in the comments below.